'cause we're aiming high.
Hello everyone, I'm Tactical Defenders, and welcome to my debut video, and welcome to a tour of Blackgate Prison and Arkham Asylum, which will be later on. So for this video, I will, as I just said, I'm going to be giving you a tour of both, and I am welcoming you to Gotham, and the beginning of my new channel. So, first of all, I am a DOC cadet. I'm not an officer yet, because I was inactive for a long time. I completed my transfer from the GCPD back on the 16th of July, and on the 17th I officially joined, and I was inactive for like 2 weeks, and I was studying determination, and yesterday I made the decision to be more active and revive it again, my activity again. So now here I am, and now I decided to begin a channel, and I just figured, why not? I've seen law enforcement videos before on Roblox, and it's always been a passion of mine, and I really want to make a channel on Roblox law enforcement and the city of Gotham. I'm in it, and I enjoy the game a lot, so I'm excited to make videos about it. May as well. So this is the spawn room for the DOC. Right here is the uniforms. This is the regular uniform, which is, well, let me reset and I'll show you. Alright, so this right here is the regular uniform for regular correctional officers. This is the CERT uniform, special, or the emergency response team. It's CERT. I'm not sure what the C stands for, but it's emergency response team. This is the DOC vest. This is a belt. Not really sure why that would be needed if you have the vest or whatever, but it's worth saying. This is the hat, which is a Roblox warden hat. It's default. It doesn't really have customization. That's how you remove your hats. This is the emergency response team vest, and that is the helmet for emergency response. So this, of course, is the uniform I was wearing before. This right here dispenses AR-15s, and basically, well, the tools we have here are the AR-15. There we go. This is the AR-15, which is the main rifle that the DOC and the GCPD use, and it shoots like this. It's a good weapon if you know how to aim it somewhat. This is the X-26, which is a taser. You already knew that though, and it basically, you get the point. This is a tool for detaining people. We can't arrest yet. That's something that will happen in the future with an update where the DOC will be able to arrest people, but at the moment we cannot arrest people. Only the GCPD can, and I used to be able to do that, but when I was in the GCPD as an officer, but I transferred because I like the DOC better. I always wanted to be part of the DOC. Anyway, this is a barricade placer where you can place down concrete barricades, metal barricades, and traffic cones. So because no one else is in the server, there's no SSE right now, I'm not going to get rebuked or berated for using these when in permission to actually block anything with it. But it's what it is. I haven't gotten a hold of how you use these yet, and a solid understanding. But for the most part, I do understand the tools. So this is a flashlight. I don't really use that much. This is the baton. I haven't really used that either. This is the G17, the Glock 17, which is not very good, as you can tell when you have this. This is a scanner, which you can click on people and you can search them, and you can see any items they have. Contraband. That's common when you're in the prison, the penitentiaries, because you have to understand what people, you have to be aware of what people are carrying, because if they're carrying key cards, they can escape. We'll get to Arkham Security. This is another one of the AR-15s. This is a key card for opening the doors. That's another AR-15. So, this is cameras. This is the warden's office in Blackgate. This is the lobby. This is the cafeteria. This is the cell block. I'll show you I'll actually go into all these rooms. This is the yard. And the entrance. So now I'll show you them physically. This is tower access, and this is how you go to the parking lot out front. And here you can go up to the towers and whatnot to look out the front if you wished. The armory again, if we go here, we have a teleport to the roof, and the roof of Blackgate looks like, well, that's another watchtower, observation tower. This is where you could spawn helicopters. So basically, you wouldn't spawn a patrol car up here, but you can spawn, this is the car spawner, or the vehicle spawner. So you can spawn the patrol car, which is not commonly used unless you go out. This is an undercover cruiser, a DOC boat, Arkham Transport, which is a van, not commonly used as well, and then the DOC helicopter, which is why you're up here in the first place if you do come up here. This is the helicopter. I'm not going to showcase you it, just because I'm not really permitted to, as cadets are not permitted to leave the prison without permission, and I don't feel like being reprimanded for things that are completely controllable. So that's that. This leads to Arkham Asylum, which I will not showcase until the end of this video. So if we go through here, this is the front desk, reception, processing, basically. It's never actually used. This door may fool you because it looks kind of like a map, but it really isn't. It leads to the lobby. If you go through here, this is the parking lot of the entrance of Blackgate. So if we go through here, we can, oh, by the way, the processing of it is misleading because you don't actually process prisoners. When you arrest someone, they just instantly teleport to the prison. So the whole, as I said, processing is misleading. So if you go through here, you can go to the left, which is cell block A, in the cafeteria in the yard, and then you can go to the right, which is prison admin, and that prison admin is the warden's office, which I showcased on the cameras. There's not much to this place, but yeah, you can enter it. I don't really know why you would, because there's nothing to do in there. You don't really see DOC administration in there. They patrol like us. And the emergency response team, well, they don't go in there for evident reasons. So anyway, if you go through here, you'll have this layout, the floors and everything. It does kind of sound like Prison Life, if you know that game, and the doors too. But regardless, so if you go through here, you can go to the yard, and this is what it looks like in person. Here, prisoners can go through to the sewers, which is irritating, because if they go down here, they can open this door and they're free. And then we have to manage that, and it's not fun, as you can imagine. That's why you have to be cautious when you let them out to the yard. Or sometimes I've seen it barricaded. This is a guard entrance to it, not sure why that exists. It doesn't really serve a purpose. But, okay, whatever. When we go down this hallway here, we can go all the way down, we can turn left, and this will bring us to the cafeteria. And this is where inmates can sit down. They can grab the meal here by the chef. And I can go behind here, and there's nothing that you can do behind here, apart from grab a key card. And alright, so aside from escaping, sorry, I had a little interruption there. So aside from escaping, there's also nothing really back here. And this door, it serves no purpose. It's really just a placeholder. Or not really placeholder, it's really just a prop or something. Like a filler, if you will. All this stuff is. It doesn't serve a purpose. Because all the food is here. Which feeds, there's your hunger bar and your thirst bar. And that's what that fills up. have like some other games. Nothing comes to mind though. Alright, so if we exit the cafeteria, we can just go forward. We can travel forward, and then we can turn left and go to the cell block A. And then if we keep going, we can enter it. So this is cell block A. This is where all the prisoners are. There's no other cell blocks. I'm not sure why they don't just call it cell block, but it's whatever. So this is a prison cell. There's like 16 cells in total, because 8 plus 8, 6, you get the point, the gist of it. So if you go up to these doors and you were to enter it, it removes your tools, which I'm not going to do because that's irritating when you have to reset every time you enter a cell. And that's why I don't enter the cells ever, unless I need to bring a prisoner back in there. And they can also open these cells, so that's irritating, of course, because if they open it, then they can escape without supervision. So here's the key card. Like I mentioned before, there's one in the cafeteria too. Prisoners won't really get that. If they grab this, it's just like mine. There's no distinction for some reason. They can open this door right here, and then they can go either to the prison yard or the front and escape. So the prison yard's more of a ideal choice for prisoners, but they'll go out there and then they'll go in the sewers and they'll escape. So yeah, that's the cell block. Now that's effectively Blackgate. There isn't much else to show you aside from Arkham Asylum, because I showed you everything else that there was to see. Effectively. As you can see, another person has just joined. So, I guess I'm not really sure what you would call a CERT, but I think it would be Community Emergency Response Team, but I just call it Emergency Response Team because it's simpler. But the CERT is, yeah, I covered that in here. Anyway, let's go to Arkham. So, Arkham Asylum it has ambience noises, and it's much more older. Like, the aesthetics of Arkham are just much older than Blackgate for whatever reason. It looks much more run down, and like it's not managed properly. I don't know. It just looks out of date, everything. Not really state of the art, as I would say. So these are the uniforms for Arkham staff. Arkham Asylum is currently shut down, so there's no one who's actually on the staff. They only hire Blackgate. So if you were to apply I didn't apply, I transferred as I mentioned earlier, but Arkham staff, they're not hiring at the moment. Arkham's closed, but prisoners are randomized between Blackgate and Arkham. So occasionally you'll see prisoners in Arkham, and yesterday I had to go to Arkham and defend it while there's other officers at Blackgate. So anyway, this is a doctor uniform, and I guess these ones would be security, and that's emergency response team. Here is a medical ward. As you can see, very gruesome. It's just, yeah. There's nothing through here. This is just filler. But yeah, this is all gruesome. They probably have experimentation in here. That's my guess. Which is ominous if you think about it. Alright, so if we go through here, we're in, I'm not sure what you would call this area. I think it would be, look, medical bay. It's classified as the medical bay. This would be like, I guess, where group sessions between inmates and correctional officers would be. And, yeah. It's just aesthetics, of course, but that is what its purpose would be. This, Batman the Telltale series had something like this in Arkham Asylum. the whole group meetings with prisoners. Not sure what the purpose of that was, but yeah. This is the lobby of Arkham. These doors are aesthetics, they don't do anything. This is the entrance. This is what Arkham looks like from the outside. As you can see, you can also go around here. There's a few car spawns. I've already showcased vehicles. This is not an aesthetic door. You can actually go up here. And if you enter here, you can go to the Tower of Arkham. As you can see, it's much older looking. You have these gargoyles and stuff. It looks much older than Blackgate does. Not state of the art. So, if I get a key card, you can open this gate here. And yeah, this is Arkham. It looks kind of like the games. Bruce and the development team did a good job building it. I commend them for it. So, anyway, if we go back in, we can enter through here. And Arkham Asylum has very abysmal security, because you see, frequently when prisoners will enter here, I won't go inside the cell here because it will remove my tools, as I mentioned before. But basically, if you go, the cells here, they can all be opened. Well, most of them, that is. These ones, like this one, that one, and this here. Oh, see, it just removed my tools. So they can open them, and the prisoners can make a run for it. This door is unsecured. It's not group locked or key card, so they can just enter. They can just rush out of here, and then when they rush out of here, just like Blackgate, they can go down there to the sewers, and they're out. Irritating, as you can imagine. It means that DOC has to be much more cautious and observant when they're at Arkham Asylum. Because inmates, yesterday there was a massive influx, like 3 of these doors were open, and they were all escaping, like Bane, Mad Hatter, they were all escaping. This thing has, this game has official characters, so the villains are in this game, and there's vigilantes like Batman, and that's not that bad. So, okay, aside from the abysmal security on Arkham, they also have a cafeteria here, which is, they don't even have a place, like an ordering, a counter or something, like a kitchen. It's just a cafeteria, that's it. And they have a chef like last time. And if you, there's nothing, that door over there's a filler, there's nothing behind it. So if we go this way, this is interrogation. This is an interrogation or interview room. It's never used, if I'm correct. I've never seen it in use, but yet again, I haven't been very active in DOC ever since I joined it, so yeah. Anyway, this is the warden's office, just like in Blackgate. The distinction here is that this is Arkham Asylum, and yeah. This is the viewing room. There's nothing special behind it. And this filler and this leads to Indian Hill. Now, if you ever watched Gotham, which is a series, or the Arkham games, they'll have showcased Indian Hill. And this is, if I can get it to work here. So Indian Hill is where Dr. Hugo Strange, or Professor Hugo Strange, does his experimentation on Arkham Asylum's on the criminally insane of Gotham. He does, in here. This has never been used, of course, but it's for aesthetical purposes. He does experimentation on people, which is abhorrent, but regardless, this is Indian Hill, which does look very accurate to adaptations of it. But yeah, that's Arkham Asylum, and I already showcased Blackgate. So I will see you back at Blackgate, where I'll conclude this video. Alright, I am back at Blackgate now, and this concludes the video. There's not much else to really say, aside from, if you're interested in my channel, I encourage you to subscribe, and there will be content on here. I will have content, where I'll showcase, like, patrols and stuff of DOC. It'll mostly be in prison, and, in Blackgate or Arkham. So if that interests you, I encourage you to subscribe. Farewell for now.